I don't think I've ever told virtually anyone this story. I'm feeling petty, so I think I will today. Not even my best friends know this story. My husband doesn't even know this one, so surprise. But it begins with my first kiss, which was a thing. I had this crush on this guy named Jared. We'll leave the last names out of it. His best feature was his hair. I was allowed to date when I turned 16. So after I turned 16, I asked him to do the girls' preference dance. And I think he misread some signals because as much as I had a crush on him, totally did. He was asking me, wanted to make out. And I'm like, yeah, no, thank you. The next month, he asked me to the Valentine's dance. The night before, he calls me. He asks if I will promise to kiss him on the night of the Valentine's dance. I wasn't entirely comfortable with that, but at the same time, I was like, well, but why not? And okay, fine, I will. But here's the problem. 16-year-old me took promises very seriously. I viewed that as a promise if it was something I couldn't get out of. Red flag there for my own little past self. Like, poor thing. That night, he kissed me and it was gross. It was enough to almost make me question my orientation. I kept thinking, why do people like this? I remember writing in my journal something to the effect of maybe a good'll grow on you or something. It just gross. The day after, he calls again and starts giving me pointers how he would prefer, like maybe if you would pucker up more. Number one, I don't need advice from you. Number two, maybe if I weren't grossed out, I would have, I don't know, been more enthusiastic and puckered up better. And three, you're never kissing me again, dude. And he never did. He was voted biggest flirt of his graduating class. Something that I actually had forgotten I had worked into one of my books. Spires of Stone has a character who I named Jared and mentioned that he was named biggest flirt. And it's a historical novel. I had a friend from high school read that and say, was that intentionally referring to him? And I was like, was it? I had totally forgotten that I did that. I don't think so. And then hindsight, like months later, I was like, oh yeah, I totally did. He was in a grade ahead of me, which is the same grade as this other guy who ended up marrying my little sister. Just a few months ago, we were at a family event, and my brother-in-law, again, he went to high school a year ahead of me, and he was in the same grade as Jared, said, do you remember Jared? And he used his last name, of course. And he's like, yeah, I was like at this training thing, I'm speaking to this group of people, and I see him in the audience, and I'm like, Jared so-and-so, oh my gosh. And he looked at me and he goes, it's actually Jared, what's a different last name? My brother-in-law was like, okay, I'm quite sure I remember this last name. I mean, it wasn't Smith. It was a distinctive last name. You wouldn't forget it. So he goes, do you know anything about him changing his last name? I'm like, I haven't seen or heard or anything about this guy, for 30 years. No clue. Well, fast forward a few weeks after that, and I get a Facebook friend request from a Jared with this generic last name. The only time I thought about this guy in 30 plus years is when my brother-in-law mentioned him. People request to follow me or become friends on Facebook if we've met at a writing conference or whatever. So I was like, who is this guy? Go to his profile. His picture doesn't ring a bell right away, but all our mutual friends, or almost all, are high school. I'm like, that's weird. So I scroll down a bit. A couple of red flags right away. He loves being a father. He's looking for women. That, to me, that's a red flag, because if you are a good dad, you don't need to advertise it, you just do it. If you're advertising it, you're like Joey Tribbiani and Friends walking around with the baby Ben, that's Ross's kid, trying to pick up women. That's what it felt like. And every other post is about Jesus. Another red flag, because if you're a good Christian, you don't need to advertise it, you just are. Another part of his personality was local football, which is, fine. Scroll down further, and I see a video. And that's when I recognized him. He smiled in the video, and I was like, whoa. See, my 16-year-old self thought he had a cute smile. Now I'm like a little too much like the Joker. Not so cute. This was a video from November 2024, where he was saying how he was so honored to vote for Donald Trump for the third time.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, all the red flags. Just no. Aside from the fact that Jared was the grossest kisser in the world, my husband has never voted for Trump. And Jared, this is your head right now. And this is my husband's. He has a full head of hair, and he's 2 years older than you, so petty, perhaps, but I'll take the guy who never voted for Trump and has hair. Oh, and kissing him is very nice. From the very first time. Very enjoyable.